Okay, we're back in Genesis 1, 29 and 30. God said, "Look, I've given you every seed, grass, every plant that bears seed is going to be food for you, and every tree that has fruit with a seed in it is going to be food for you, and for all the creatures, the birds of the air, and all the critters crawling on the ground. All that's going to be food for you." So I thought, I love things that grow in the ground. So this evening, what I thought, we're gonna use part of the fruit that God made for us. So what about these? Are you don't just kind of grab these. That was a wasp. We don't want that. So this is an eggplant, and we're gonna have some eggplant. And since we know that God made all of this good food for us, we're gonna have, one of the things that a lot of folks would say, well, I just wash it and clean it off and then we eat it. But what I do, and if you read some folks things on the internet, what they'll do is say, well, if you have to ask about it, then yeah, go ahead and peel your eggplant. So that's what I do. I don't even think about it. If the peeling is going to be thin or thick, doesn't matter, because I'm not going to have it on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to peel this, and then we're going to have some eggplant. Throw that out there. Thank you. Thank you. Figaro's going to go in with us. And have something to... We'll let him have something too. Alright. Alright, here we go. Welcome back to the kitchen. So, once you have your eggplant peeled, we're going to get a better knife, and we're going to slice this up. You can slice it thin or thick sometimes, or you can slice it, if you slice it lengthwise, then it's really not going to matter, but it kind of makes eggplant parmesan fill up just one dish. Yeah, I know I'm getting kind of close to my hand. I'm going to be careful though. I'm going to be real careful. Woof. Yep, being careful. Alright, for these others, I'm going to slice like this. Alright, and since I like, I don't really like mushy eggplant, so I don't fry these. I coat them, and we put them in the oven. We bake them. So let's see, we'll use some mayonnaise and some buttermilk. I know, mayonnaise, really? It's because this has got enough oil in it that it's going to help things stick to it. We're going to use 1/3 of a cup and 1/4 cup, but oh, there it is. All right, so here's a 1/3 cup of buttermilk. I just might as well make it 1/3 cup, and mayonnaise. If you ask anybody at my house, we'll say, just go ahead and get Hellman's, because it's gonna taste the best. So why bother? It's like, why not just go ahead and get White Lily self-rising flour. So this is going to be mixed up. We're going to run eggplant through that, and then we're going to put that in panko. This is panko. This is seasoned with Romano cheese, so that's what's going to go on the outside of it. And I promise it's going to be good. And this is this is something that the kids can help with. It's easy and delicious. And you know, I mean, if they're the ones helping fix it, a lot of times they'll help eat it. And when God said it's good for all the animals to eat, we're all cooperating in this, because the cows eat the seed, and then the grass that makes the milk for the buttermilk and the cheese, and they also make the ground beef. We can have that, you know, cows got to grow. I'm going to fill up this with eggplant, a little bit more. You're going to be surprised how easy this is. Mm-hmm. The one thing that would take probably the most time, missed a spot there, it is cooking the eggplant. The eggplant's going to go in the oven on about 400, or it depends on your oven, I guess, but 400 for about 25 or so minutes. And at the 25-minute mark, you'll probably, well, the 20-minute mark, let's say that. You'll probably want to get something easy, not a hard spatula, but something soft to kind of flip them over gently so that you don't drop off all of the crumbs, okay? Actually, I'm going to put this in something else because I want to make sure that I have all of these. I'll just show you what I'm going to do. Since you know I love cooking with my iron skillet, that's what I'm going to do. So, get my smaller iron skillet, and since I have some of these left, these are going to crisp up pretty nice too. There we go. All right, so this is ready to go in the oven. I'm going to bump this up to 405. These are going to go in the oven. Once you put those in the oven, you're going to say, well, I got to have some sauce to put on the eggplants. So, ooh, almost. Here we go. So while these are in the oven, you're going to make some sauce. And when they come out of the oven, this is what they're going to look like, okay? So let's put these to the side. We're going to put this in the oven. And just real quick, because you can use your favorite sauce, but I know a lot of times you're like, well, I don't have any sauce. And, you know, it's hard to just make sauce. Well, my hint would be, if you're in the grocery store, just whatever's the easiest. You can get Hunt's, you can get just a basic traditional spaghetti sauce, okay? And then what you can do, I did this earlier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little over a half of half a pound, just a little over a half a pound of ground beef to 1 can of Hunt's sauce. This is a 24-ounce can. I've already browned some ground beef, so it's basically seasoned. Whoops. It's basically seasoned already. But now, if you want this a little heartier, what I would do is dice up some onions to put in it. Maybe add some fresh oregano or fresh basil, and you'll continue to heat, and it's going to be wonderful. Okay. What I'm going to do is, yeah, I hear you. We have some roasted garlic. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of roasted garlic in there. I'm not going to add extra salt because I'm going to put cheese in it, and the cheese sometimes has a little bit of a salty flavor. So there's another, Olive Garden has the garlic herb that you can put probably a teaspoon of that in there too, but you don't want to take away from the yummy flavor of the eggplant. Okay, so now that this is heating up, what we'll do, you could use a small container like this and make individual servings, but because there's two of us and I want us to eat at the same time, and it's just a little, sometimes it's just hard to say, okay, well, you have this and then you have another plate for salad, another plate. We just want everything on a bowl, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a pie plate, because if you use a pie plate, your spatula that you're getting is going to be able to slide up under a whole lot easier if it was a straight edge. So I'm going to use a pie plate. So what I'm going to do, I will get my cheese. I grated some mozzarella cheese. You can get the mozzarella cheese, the fresh, and slice it thin. That's easy to do. So this is heated up. What I'm going to do is put a layer of meat sauce, and then basically you layer it. I'm going to make it layered. And then I'm going to put cheese. And I'm going to put some sauce. Now remember, this is already heated up. So once this goes back in the oven, it's not going to have to cook for a long time. The main cooking time is as you're cooking the eggplant. More eggplant, more cheese, more sauce. Just because we can. Now we don't have any French toast. I mean French bread. French toast. Hey, there's an idea. We don't have any of that, but all right. And then we're going to put this in the oven. So let's put this in the oven. That'll be cooking, and this is what your eggplant parmesan, when it comes out of the oven, I've put it in there. It's been in there for just a few minutes, just long enough for it to heat all the way through. And let's put something on a plate. So here we go. It's almost like scooping out lasagna. Look at that. Ooh. Oh yeah. Look at that. Yummy cheese. And the only thing missing is, if you're gonna make something delicious, don't get the already grated Parmesan cheese. Get your own, so that you can make it as thick as you like. Is that enough cheese? Don't you love it when you're at Olive Garden? Is that enough? Nope. And if you're at home, you can make as much as you want. So there you go. There's some eggplant parmesan. I can't help myself because I know that you probably want to see what it looks like on the inside. So there you go, layers of eggplant. And because it has panko, the panko helps it stay crisp because you don't cook it for a whole long time once you put it back in the oven. You put it back in there long enough for the mozzarella cheese to really get good and gooey all in it. And it's done. God created a wonderful world with plants that you can be very creative. You can probably do this in slicing up zucchini or any kind of squash and baking it. Don't fry it because that'll just be too much oil. But I'm telling you, if you layer it like this, if you don't want pasta, instead of using pasta, use eggplant or squash or spaghetti squash and do it delicious. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys have a great evening. I'm going to have the rest of my eggplant parmesan and I'll have a glass of tea. So y'all have a great evening. God bless you and thank God that He has made all these delicious plants. Have a good evening.